Space Delta 4 in a nutshell is responsible for missile warning and missile tracking across the entire enterprise. We are the all-seeing eye looking for missile threats that impact the entire globe, not just North America. Space Delta 4 has a myriad of weapon systems to enable their mission. The one that people are most familiar with is the space-based infrared systems, which is our on-orbit assets that peer from the heavens down to the Earth. From our terrestrial base, we have two specific weapon systems, the upgraded early warning radar, as well as the Parks radar up in North Dakota that perform those terrestrial-based sensors looking from the ground up. So the geo assets look from the geo belt down at the Earth, and then our ground-based assets are looking from the ground to the sky, and we see everything in between and characterize it and see if it's a threat.
More than a dozen ballistic missiles hit 2 military bases in Iraq that house American troops.
If you talk about a realistic launch scenario from one of our adversaries, prior to launch, we'll be using Delta 7 to give our indications and warning to kind of prep our operators for that fight. And then once that launch happens, Delta 4 sees that within seconds of that launch occurring. Delta 4 is viewing that from space-based sensors. So in order for those space-based sensors information to get to CONUS where it's processed, it has to go over SATCOM links and ground links. And those are protected by Delta 8 and Delta 6. In the event that space launch is not a missile threat, we'll hand that mission off to Space Delta 2, and they'll characterize that as a space domain awareness mission, so it's a resident space object at that point in time, and they will make sure that those objects are taken care of. And then in the event that it's going to come back into the atmosphere, then it's Delta 4's problem again to do re-entry assessments. Space Delta 4 is headquartered at Buckley Space Force Base, Colorado. But then we have our upgraded early warning units across the perimeter of North America, as well as Greenland in the United Kingdom, and then we have satellite relay stations on almost every continent. If anything exoatmospheric is coming into our bubble, we have sensors basically peering out in every direction from the United States and Greenland and our coalition partners in the United Kingdom to say what is coming into our house, what's coming into our yard, and then we have a plethora of response actions of what are we going to do about it.